Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and we have some big F1 2019 news launching today, and it's courtesy of Koch Media UK, who are the publishers of the F1 2019 game. Basically today there is an event in Hamburg, Germany, and it's to kind of preview F1 2019 and what's to come of the game. There were some tweets over the morning that were kind of teased, and now we're getting some official screenshots come our way and some very interesting information, and we're going to get straight into it because I think you guys are going to look forward to it, and it's really promising to see what this game has in store. And there's a few things that people have been requesting for a long time. As you can tell by the title in the video, we're going to get into that in a moment's time. But first of all, we're going to do a little bit more of sweeping up of information that was also released in the event, and then we'll get into the real meat and potatoes in this video. Okay, so we're going to delve into the first bit of information, and it's a bit less important, and it's to do with the recent video that I did regarding the release of the F1 2019 Legends Edition, and it's very brief, so we're going to get this out of the way first. Now, first of all, there was a picture on a monitor, and Lee Mather's given the explanation, and pretty much there was images flashed up on screen, kind of like a PowerPoint presentation, and in this first picture, there's a reference to Senna and Prost in terms of that edition of the game. Now, we're going to talk about this really quickly. So, there's currently a column in the middle of the screen with some paragraphs and some writing, and you can just about make it out. If I zoom in, I'm personally going to squint for this, but you can pretty much just about make it up. The four paragraphs are basically saying the first one talks about how you can race with Senna or Prost as either of the two characters in terms of the actual in-game. Then the second paragraph talks about how you can race with their respective classic cars from the 1990 season, both the McLaren and the Ferrari. Then the third paragraph says you can race as their own custom multiplayer liveries for online, which is something I mentioned in the last video. They've both got a custom livery each for online multiplayer. If you haven't seen it, like I said, check out the video by clicking the card just up there in the top right hand corner of the screen. And then finally, the last point talks about how there's going to be special invitational events in career mode specific to these two drivers. So, pretty much a pretty good way of implementing both of these guys into the F1 2019 game without it being too overbearing, and I think in my opinion they've done that absolutely perfectly. Now we're going to move into the real meat and potatoes of this video because guys, this is so gas and I'm so hyped to bring this to you guys. Let's get into it. Here we have it then, multiplayer customization. I broke this news about 6-7 months ago on a video I made. I'll put it up here, but there was loads of files and actual stuff in the in-game code of last year's F1 2018 game that kind of signaled something like this, and it's pretty much all come true. So let's get straight into it. Point number one, customize the new multiplayer car and race online. So we kind of knew this from the original press briefing, the first announcement of F1 2019, when they mentioned they were going to have custom liveries, and again this just confirms that you can actually not just have a livery, but you can customize the livery, which that's the key difference here. It's not from baseball. What I'm saying, it doesn't seem like the liveries are predetermined or pre-made. Like the helmets in career mode, it seems like you're actually able to customize the livery. So that seems very exciting, and you can obviously race online with it. So that's going to be massive, not just for you guys or for me, but also league racing, esports down the line. Maybe one day, kind of like FIFA esports and also Call of Duty, where there's actual organizations. Not like in F1 we've got the real F1 teams. I'm talking about esports. Really, in essence, is all about actual from the ground up organisation. So, for example, my team, Veloce Esports, it'd be great if we could have Veloce Esports race in the F1 Esports Series as a team, for example, and we could actually have our own custom livery. So that'd be absolutely awesome, and it's going to be so sick. Also for league racing, for people to race and get recognised, and I cannot wait. And I think it's going to be really exciting. And it's a thing we've been asking for so long, and we're finally getting it. And again, I said it before, and it's credit to Liberty Media for finally working with F1. We've been saying it for years. People keep blaming Codemasters, and there are things that they have to be held accountable for. But generally speaking, they are extremely limited, or they were extremely limited with what they can do because of F1 and the limitations they put on them due to licensing. But now Liberty Media have really given F1 the freedom to just do these things that are so cool. And look, in this year's game alone, we've got custom online liveries and we've got Formula 2. I mean, it's the first time they've publicly announced that they're working together, and that's what we're getting in our first ever game. So for me, it's insane. Now we're going to move into point number two, and this one is customize your driver suit, gloves, helmet, and badge. So there you go. everything people have wanted for years, to really customize those last few details, not just the helmet, but, the gloves. Like, for example, if you're driving the Mercedes, Bottas has blue gloves, Hamilton has white gloves, Rosberg used to have turquoise or black gloves, Schumacher had red gloves, Rosberg originally had yellow gloves as well. So, all these things, in the Ferrari, Leclerc and Vettel this year have black gloves, but last year Raikkonen had red ones and Vettel had black ones. And it's all these details that, really add that sense of when you're driving the car, it's your car. So obviously I race on PC and I can do this on mods, and I've done this, and it makes a huge difference, having a helmet with all the right sponsors there, and then for example in the Mercedes, doing your own color gloves. I went for black gloves in my career mode compared to Hamilton's white gloves, so you can kind of differentiate, and also it's me, it feels like I'm driving and it's my thing, and it really adds a sense of immersion that you can't replicate. It's really hard to replicate. Just having the helmet with the sponsors is going to really fit in, and then the gloves as well, helmet, and also I'm guessing by the badge. What that means is probably the actual badge on the car, so actually on a race suit maybe. Maybe it's a fantasy team. Maybe we'll have to see. I'm not really sure exactly what that could be, unless maybe there's like a multiplayer badge. So the same way in Call of Duty, you have your calling card, so you got the background and you got the little logo where you can have like a custom design. Maybe it's the same thing this year. Who knows? It could be something along those lines. We'll have to wait and see. And that's a little bit vague at the moment. But if that is the case, and you've got like your own like badge kind of thing that you can maybe create, that'd be pretty sick. Because I mean, like in Call of Duty for years, people tend to, for example, experiment with the 64 layers on the badge creator and do things. So people can be really creative on those, and it's a good way of kind of standing out in amongst the crowd, so to speak. But yeah, pretty much. Also the driver suit as well. That's going to be really interesting to see what they can do there, because we don't really see driver suits that different in F1 in itself, so that might be completely like wild and creative. And if we kind of go off the reference of the liveries in this picture, the second livery, the blue and purple one, is just absolutely incredible. If that's what you can do, like a driver suit or something like that, that'd be absolutely incredible. Like that'd be so sick. So you never know, it could be really, really exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what it has to offer. And finally, we've been asking for it, guys: custom liveries, custom driver suits, gloves, and the helmet, and then there's just the badge that we're kind of waiting to see what that is. But we're now going to move into the final point, and that is you can do all this by purchased with competition points won via multiplayer. Now, this is exactly what I referenced 6 months ago in the video I made. If you haven't watched it, please do watch it, guys, because I explain it in detail in there. But I'm going to explain it briefly once again. So basically, via the in-game code from last year's game, to pretty much summarize it, it was along the lines of you have to race online to accumulate competition points, and then via those competition points you can spend those and you can get liveries, driver suits, helmets. It's kind of like a paint shop or like anything. You have to win things before you can spend them. So if I'll give you an example, what I'm doing at the minute, I play a lot of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and I play a lot of Blackout. So at the minute, I'm grinding and I'm trying to unlock the camos for the guns. And on Blackout, which is Call of Duty's Battle Royale mode, you have to get paint cans. They're scattered about the map everywhere, and you have to pick up the paint cans. And then you can exchange those paint cans to unlock a camo. And it's pretty much that kind of incentive of you have to play to win. So I really like that. I think it's really, really great, and it's a good incentive to get more people into online. And there's always going to be a question mark there about how the game performs in terms of online, because if they're going to encourage people to play online more, the online better be a lot more reliable than it has been in the past. Now, I'm not sure if it will be this year that we'll get the solid online experience. I think online might be relatively unchanged compared to last year, but knowing what they've changed this year in terms of game improvements and knowing they're working with Liberty Media, it does give me hope that we might get servers sometime down the line. I think F1 could back that, and they could really help them out, and that could come. Maybe it might come this year, and they haven't announced it yet. But if not, I reckon in the next 2 years, it has to happen now, because league racing is so important. And I'm going to talk about that later on, because there is a very heavy talk about this in this video, and it's league racing related. There's not many pictures in this, and it's kind of subtle. It's also in the video I mentioned up in the top right. There's something in this year's game regarding leagues and the way they're optimizing it. It's not really concrete yet. We'll get more info as it comes along, but we'll see how it goes. But back to my point, it's going to come down to overall a reliable online experience, and let's hope that if it's not this year, the next year we can get servers and really have that concrete experience. And if there's no servers this year, let's hope they just improve the actual online performance of the game. Now, I'm going to move into the last image, and this one is still relatively important, so I urge you to stay on the video and not click off. So there's another image on screen here, and it's really zoomed out, but I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can see it. And we do get just a bit of a glimpse of the how the game's going to look in the overlays in the menus. It's hard to see because it's very blurry, but you've got two different shots here on screen, and we're going to talk about some other things. So, for example, what it says on screen here, theatre highlights reel. So, kind of what we have a replay after the replay cams after the race, where it seems like we've got the same kind of thing here. But this, I think this is in reference to multiplayer races. It reads as follows: generated automatically post-race highlights of key and exciting moments, and then it's got hero shots and slow motion effects, export to video on PC. So basically this is kind of like a custom-made highlight reel that the game does for you already, and you can decide, I'm guessing, whether to export that or not. The fact it says export to video on PC tells me it might be a PC exclusive feature. Maybe I'm reading into that too much, but we'll have to wait and see. And whether you can get this for online races as well, that'd be pretty sick, because that would help with highlight packages if you can get those kind of things for you know what I mean? I do league racing videos when I race on Sundays in AOR. I like to do my recap highlights on the Monday, and if I could have these kind of highlights as well, that'd be sick. Whether that's on for online, we'll have to wait and see again, because it doesn't mention anything about it. And then we've got the super license update. So, and straight away, this goes back to what I said about leagues, and something in this game tells me they've got some sort of infrastructure in place for league racing, and it says new league attendance rating. I'm not really sure what that means. It could mean literally lots of things at this moment in time, because there's very little context about it. Like I said, we don't know much about this stuff. It's just we know there's something in the game about it. However, it's a new way, I'm guessing, of improving your super license rating, and a new feature, because last year it was pretty easy to rank up. You know, it was pretty straightforward with the points, where you could obviously gain points for performance and also clean racing. So now there's something else there. You've got a trophy cabinet, so whether that means online trophy cabinet or career mode, again, it's not really too specific in this particular picture whether it's talking about online or career mode. But you know, a trophy cabinet, could it be like the old F1 games where you can actually go into the menu and actually see the trophies you've won? Maybe, you never know, that could be an option. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe there's a trophy counter for online races you've won, who knows. And then you've got game statistics showcase, and then you've got game statistic showcase. So I'm guessing this is maybe some new feature where you can show off your online stats to people and maybe compare them, possibly, as it says just after, it says comparable with other races. So you can obviously exchange stats and see, you know, how you're getting on compared to your friends, maybe. So my guess is this is online related. This entire thing, to me, says it's online related because it's in the same picture of PowerPoint, and it kind of, maybe, obviously, you know, we can't hear Lee speaking, and obviously the context that comes with it, but I want to say I'm leaning towards it being online, because we've already got replay cam in career mode, so I don't see the point in having a theatre highlights reel for career mode. It could be there, and it could be an extra feature if you don't want to go into replay mode and, you know, go for the replay cams, but my gut tells me this is for online, you know, to really help add a bit of a polished product, you know, to online races. So, for example, if you watch a real life F1 race, traditionally you'll have the race broadcast, and then once the race finishes and the broadcast finishes, they always end the video / the episode or the program with a little highlights package of the race, of the best highlights, if you guys know what I mean. So it could be something like that, and it could be some form of highlights package for online races, and then of course a super license update. So personally for me, I'm going for this is online related, and it's really, really good to see that we're getting some form of replay cameras in online post race for you to kind of save and digest, which is really, really cool. So really, really good news, guys. I'm really happy with this. Some more interesting information, and I'm trying to break it to you guys as soon as possible, courtesy of Koch Media UK, who are currently doing an event in Hamburg. Fingers crossed after this event we'll get even more information, maybe, that will start leaking out and coming out. So I'll keep you guys posted if anything else does drop. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, guys, and also get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content, and also the latest and pretty much the hottest breaking F1 2019 news that does come out. I'll be on it straight away, guys. And yeah, pretty much, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and check out these two videos on screen right now. And finally, I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me, and F1 2019 is just around the corner.